Hello friends, I'm Tim Wildsmith, and in this fun video, we're going to be taking a closer look at all four Bibles from the Royal Palaces series by R.L. Allan, a very rare, limited edition set of Bibles. One of my favorite Bible publishers in the world is R.L. Allan. It's a small boutique Bible publisher in the United Kingdom. I have reviewed lots and lots of Allan Bibles over the last few years. And one of the cool things about Allan is they produce Bibles all the time in small batches, but every now and then they do limited edition, very limited quantity releases of Bibles. For example, right here are the four Bibles in something called the Royal Palaces series. I'm going to explain that in a moment, but each one of these Bibles, there were less than 100 of them produced. So they only release a few of them, and these kind of, in a way, they become kind of collector's items for some people, but it's just a fun look to see what they can do and to do unique things, and it makes it really fun for the Allan community. Shout out to everyone in the Allan Bible Addicts Facebook page. I'm assuming that you are probably going to be the primary viewing audience for this video. It's very, very specific, but I had an opportunity to, earlier this year, they released this one right here, the fourth and final Bible in this series. It's called the Tower of London Gray Edition, dark gray Highland goatskin. And they had basically a lottery system. If you wanted to purchase one of, I think it's about 75 copies of this one, you had to go through their website to place the order, and then they randomly selected. And I was one of the people who got this one. So I posted a photo of this on the Allan Bible Addicts Facebook page, and I said, if anybody has the other three and they'd be interested in letting me borrow them, I would love to do a video with all four of them in one video. And this guy Dan sent me a message and said, I have the other ones if you'd like me to send them to you. So he sent me all three of these. By the way, I should have mentioned this. Because these are limited edition and there's so few of them, they become very valuable. These Bibles all cost between 250 and 350 pounds when they're first released, but sometimes these go for thousands and thousands of dollars on places like eBay. I'm not totally excited about that, but that's the reality of it. So Dan sent me the most well-packaged box I've ever received in my entire life of doing Bible reviews and anything else. Very securely packaged up all of these Bibles. So I'm going to do a quick explainer here, and then we're going to do an overhead video, and I'm going to show you them. So the first one they released was the Hampton Court Yellow. They announced this in 2015, and I think they started shipping them in 2016. What Allan said was, this Bible is to celebrate the 500th anniversary of the Hampton Court Palace in England. Many people know Hampton Court as the location where King James gathered everyone, and they made the decision to produce the King James Bible. I think that was in like 1604, so about 90 years before that, this palace opened. So for the 500th anniversary, they did a limited edition, 75 copies only, of the 63 Longprimer. The 63 is, the Longprimer is a King James Version Bible from Oxford University Press that Allan has the rights to. The main one, I've done a whole Longprimer series of videos. I'll put a link to that in the video description if you want to check it out. And I will add this to that playlist, this video to that playlist. But that is basically a wide, the 53 is the classic one. The 63 is a wide margin version of that on slightly thicker paper. So the first two here have 38 GSM paper, really it's writable paper, but they did this, a colorway, right, is yellow, mustard yellow calfskin, and then they did a purple liner, they did blackberry purple ribbons, and then they did silver accents on the spine and the cover for Holy Bible, and then purple under silver art gilding. They released 75 copies of these. They also released it with, where is it? Hampton Court Palace. They released it with a little art print from a British artist named John Walsam. Each one of these have an art print. So they released this, announced it in 2015, released it in 2016. A lot of people say that this is like the greatest Allan Bible ever. They followed up a few months later with this right here. I've actually reviewed this on my channel. I have owned a copy of this before, but I sold it back. I think I sold it back to the guy who sold it to me. This is called the Windsor Castle Green Edition. So it's, again, same thing on the inside as this Bible. A 63 Longprimer with that 38 GSM writable paper, but instead of doing mustard yellow calfskin, they did dark green Highland goatskin. Now, A note about the calfskin, and I'll show you this in the overhead. This is a very grainy calfskin. A lot of their calfskins that they use right now in their newer Bibles it's a much smoother, but this has a nice pebbly grain to it, so I'll show you that. This is a Highland goat skin, and it has green accents, or green ribbons, green liner, and everything like that. Gold accents on the spine and the cover, and then it had red under gold. So it's completely different from this one over here, and then they gave us a Windsor Castle art print to go with it. It should be noted that back in 2015 and 2016, when these Bibles were being made, Allan was producing these Bibles with a bindery in England called Chant. Chant, if you're a Bible nerd out there, or if you've heard me talk about it, they no longer work with Chant. And so the value of the older Chant style Bibles has gone up even higher because they started working with a new bindery called Charfleet, which these two are. So 2015/16, mustard yellow, Hampton Court. 2016, green, Windsor Castle. Then 6 years go by. I don't even think people knew that this was a series of Bibles yet. But in 2022, by the way, this was 500th anniversary. This was for the Queen's 90th birthday. Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth II for her 90th birthday back in 2016. This Bible right here, Buckingham Palace Red, was released in 2022 for the Queen's Jubilee, her 70th anniversary of being the Queen. This one right here, now it's still Highland goatskin, but it's red, and then they went back to this for the purple liner, the purple in sheets, and the blackberry purple ribbons, but they did, like this, they did the gold accent. So this actually has purple under gold. This had purple under silver. So that's the red one. It also came with a print from Buckingham Palace. Now, Windsor Castle is known as the Queen's favorite castle, but Buckingham Palace is the seat of her reign, where her main residence is. So that was released in 2022. Now, here's the one I got earlier this year, 2024, and they announced this was the fourth and final Bible in the Royal Palaces series. This is called the Tower of London Grey Edition. It is a dark gray Highland goatskin. Pretty much everything is the same as the inside of the Buckingham Palace. It's got the same purple liner and in sheets. It's got the same purple ribbon. It's got the same purple under gold art gilding. It's just a dark gray Highland goatskin cover. Quick note, these two are produced, as I said, by Charfleet. They also upped it to 40 GSM paper. So these are 33. You can maybe even see it on my table. They're a little bit thinner because the paper is not as heavy. It's not as thick. This one came with a Tower of London special graphic. So all four of these Bibles, by the way, when they announced this one, they did not give a special reason for it. So this was 500th anniversary of the palace. This was the Queen's 90th birthday. This was the Queen's 70th year, the Jubilee of her reign. This one was just the fourth and final one that they announced. So all four of these Bibles have come out starting back, announced in 2015, 2016, 2022, and 24. 4 Bibles. 75 of the first two. There were 70 because it was her 70th anniversary. There were 70 of the Buckingham Palace Red. I asked around, and some people said that Ian, the person who owns R.L. Allan, commented on a Facebook post. Somebody said, are there 75 of these as well? And he said about that, or somewhere around there. So there are less than 100 of each of these Bibles that have been published, that are out there in circulation. So they are very rare. The fact that I have all 4 of them sitting right here on one table. If you're out there, by the way, and you have a copy of all 4 of these, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know which one is your favorite. I'm going to ask you guys at the end, once you see them, which one's your favorite. And then if you own 1 or 2 or 3 of them, or any of them, leave me a comment and let me know which one you have. I actually have a copy of the 63 Longprimer, the same thing that's on the inside of these 2 Charfleet editions, in black with blue ribbons. I love that Bible. It's great, but there's nothing limited edition. These all say they're printed limited edition on the inside. They come with the artwork. And they have a certificate of authenticity as well that comes with all of them. So shout out to Dan for letting me borrow these. It's just a cool look at one of the reasons why I love R.L. Allan. They do interesting things. I think they're a cool company, and the fact that they try different stuff like this is really interesting to me. There are other limited edition Bibles like this in their line that are sometimes very hard to find. Some of them, I think there's like only made 25 of certain Bibles. But the fact that they did a series of 4 royal palaces inspired Bibles, I think this is really, really cool. So I'm going to do an overhead video. I'm going to show you all of these up close, and then we'll come back at the end, and I'm going to ask you to tell me which one is your favorite. Okay, we'll start with the oldest. This is Hampton Court Yellow. Beautiful, beautiful piece of artwork there. And then the mustard yellow calfskin. Can you see the grain in there? The Mariva calfskin Bibles they've produced over the last few years, I don't even have any here to compare for you because they're so smooth and so soft that I just wasn't really into them. But that has such a nice grain on it. Beautiful, like bright, bold, but not too bright. It's like the right color yellow if you're going to have a bright yellow Bible. Tooled ribs on the spine, silver stamping. It says Holy Bible Concordance, and then Allan down there. You'll notice on these first two, the ribbons are much shorter. Like, look at that. Very, very short ribbons. This is the blackberry purple. Just lovely. And then on the inside, we go, boom, dark purple. There you see it says calfskin. It's got the silver tooling, or the gilt lines in there. And then the chant, people talk about the chant corners. Like, it's fine. It's not like the greatest thing I've ever seen. So this is bound by chant, the old bindery they used to use. It just says Allan limited edition in there. I mean, it's fine. It looks great, but I think sometimes it's just people get excited about it because it's not available anymore. This is purple under silver. And then the text block is just kind of, by the way, this is easily the flattest. All four of these Bibles lay flat. This is the flattest Allan I have ever seen. Like, it just immediately lays down. It just like sucks down to the table. But purple under silver. This is the 63, so it's got wide margins. And it's got 38 GSM paper on this edition and the Windsor Green edition. Then they bumped it up to 40, but this looks great. It's a beautiful kind of classic KJV. I love it. This one is very, very unique, and it got the whole thing started. Then a few months later, that was 2015, early 2016, then we came to Windsor Castle, Queen Elizabeth II's favorite of the royal palaces, a deep dark green. This almost looks black in some of the photos I've taken, even here on video. It looks black, but this is a deep dark green, and it is Highland goatskin. See how it's more of a veiny as opposed to pebble? This is beautiful. I don't know if I showed you that it has tooled lines on the outside. They're very hard to see. This has this is a very rounded spine. This is the most rounded compared to the yellow one. You can kind of see the yellow one's a little bit flatter, whereas the green one is just super rounded. And then the new ones are very, very flat. So a deep dark green, brighter green on the end sheets, and then that same deep dark green on the inside for the liner. Highland goatskin. Again, short ribbons. These are called oie de Nil. I don't know what that means, but that's the color of the green. So totally different than the other one, right? Like, this is red under gold. It was purple under silver. This is green and green and green, everything like that. So it felt totally different. Again, lays super flat. It does not lay as flat as the other one, but it's still flat. It's very flat, and it's the exact same text block on the inside. This was made just a few months after the other one, so it's the same text block. It's just the appointments and the finishes. It has gold accents as opposed to silver, and then green everywhere as opposed to the yellow and the purple. This one is special. So then they wait 6 years, and then they bring in the Buckingham Palace red. There's the print for Buckingham Palace. If you've never been there, I've actually been inside Buckingham Palace on a family trip. Or I guess it was just me and Becca, but we had a blast. And then the red. Red has kind of become, this deep dark red is kind of a classic Allan look. There you see that super grainy. Look at that, the Highland goatskin. This also had gold accents. You see how flat that spine is? Look at that. Boom, super flat. Again, let me bring in the green one. Very rounded versus super flat. But then they reverted back to what they did with the mustard yellow and the Hampton Court. They went back to the purple on the inside. So it's purple on the inside with purple ribbons, but now look, they're much longer ribbons. So they went back to that. But then instead of doing silver accents like that one, they did gold. So gold gilt lines and then purple under gold. So, and it feels very similar, but still kind of a different thing. So it's a different thing. That's the red one. And then it does have 40 GSM paper. I've looked at these side by side and honestly cannot tell that much of a difference. The Bible is a little bit thicker to me, but I'll open up the Windsor Green one so you can see. Like, side by side, it doesn't seem to be, this one doesn't seem to be a ton more opaque. It's not super noticeable to me. So that's the red one. And then the most recent one, 2024, they took everything is identical. This is the Tower of London. I love this artwork. It's really beautiful. This is on the inside, purple under gold, gold accents. Everything on the inside is exactly the same as the red one. It's just they did dark gray on the Highland goatskin. I featured this on my channel a few months ago. So this is kind of the outlier to me, because it's literally, all of them have done something different. Even though the purple and the yellow both had purple accents, they did purple under silver or purple under gold, and that was different. This one to me is just the exact same thing as the red one. And although I do like the gray and the purple together, I think this is a very nice color combination. This one actually lays flatter than the red one, but again, that's neither here nor there. These last two were bound by Charfleet, so it's going to say limited edition by Charfleet in the back, where the other two just say limited edition, but they were bound by Chant. And I mean, they're all great. So let me just see if I can fit these all in here real quick. So you got red, gray, green, and mustard yellow. And I'm going to try to treat Dan's Bibles very nicely. Y'all, it's really hard to see anything good in there. My table here has never been so valuable as it is in this video. But there we have the green and the gold, or the mustard, side by side. And then here we have the red and the gray side by side. And if I do this, then there you go. There we can get a little bit of everything inside there. Really fun to see all these side by side. Really, really, really cool. So there you have it, all 4 Bibles in the R.L. Allan Royal Palaces series in one video. Okay, now you have to make a decision. If you could only have one of these, which would it be and why? Which one of these is your favorite? Is it the Hampton Court yellow, the most unique, I think, of all of these? It's definitely kind of setting itself apart. Would it be the Windsor green right here? Would it be the Buckingham Palace red? Or would it be the Tower of London gray? Okay, I want you to make your decision. You're going to have to leave a comment and tell me. If I had to choose one, now, I should probably choose the Tower of London gray, because I actually own this Bible. It is in my collection, and I have to send these other 3 back to Dan. Shout out once again to Dan for letting me borrow these Bibles. If I had to pick one, it would be the Windsor green. Yes, I think this one is... Now, honestly, if I was Allan, I like that they did purple, purple, purple. I like that they kind of kept some things. This one's just different. It is the most unique of all of these Bibles to me. That's the reason why I like it. And I'm more of a fan of the dark green than I am the Hampton Court yellow, the mustard yellow. Although I do love mustard, I think the green one is really, really special. I think just when I look at this, all of the different pieces of it, the elements of it, the rounded spine, those chant corners, everything about it, this one just to me is so great. And so yeah, I'm sitting here going, I had a copy of this Bible last year. Why did I get rid of it? I love this Bible so much. But I would go with the green one. It's definitely my favorite. And I think that you can't go wrong. You honestly can't go wrong. The insides of these Bibles are fantastic. The 63 Longprimer is a classic KJV design typesetting that will stand the test of time. It's so beautiful for sure. And these Bibles are fantastic. So this was a lot of fun for me to do this. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button. Just subscribe to the channel on Facebook. Obviously, that would be helpful. And definitely come find me on Instagram and Facebook. I just did a photo shoot before I recorded this video. I did a photo shoot with these Bibles down on my coffee table, and they turned out great. I took so many photos. So I will post a bunch of those on social media so you can check them out. So find me, like I said, Instagram and Facebook. This was a lot of fun. Like I said, I love Allan Bibles, and it's fun to put all these together. One more final shout out. I think this is like the 4th or 5th shout out to Dan. Thank you for sharing these with me so that I could kind of make a little bit of a memory here and share them with the audience out there. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.